Hi everyone, and welcome to the Automotive Logistics Red Sofa here in Bonn, Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Europe 2024. I'm delighted to be joined once again on the Red Sofa with Christophe Deville, Toyota's Vice President of Supply Chain, Toyota Motor Europe. JC, great to have you back. Let's start by getting a quick pulse check of Toyota's supply chain, how it's performing right now. Where are you seeing some of the improvements, and where are some of the pain points that continue to be an issue for you?
Right. Thanks for the question, Richard. Very nice to be having the discussion again. As a performance, I think we consider ourselves as we've been surviving the crisis, we've been learning through the crisis. There have been actually good opportunities for us to get more resilient. Now we enter a phase of performing fundamentally and structurally on all dimensions: safety, quality, delivery, and cost. We're not there, but I think that's the way I would describe today's situation, from survivals to performance.
Yeah, excellent. Well, it sounds like there's certainly opportunities there for development, so you're in the right place. You're here at the event talking about your vision for advancing Toyota's supply chain and some of the strategies behind that. Can you share some of the details, the fundamentals, the pillars that outline in your strategy?
Yeah. For us, the way forward can be clarified over three pillars. And it's true for inbound, outbound, and even the overall production planning relies on pillar number one, network. We're moving parts and cars, so we need a strong network where we perform every day in terms of everything we do. Second pillar is the digitalizations. Like everybody else, we want to have a real-time understanding of what's going on. And the third pillar is what we call green future, which is not only green technology, it's also about efficiency every day in loading, in limiting empties and so on, to reduce CO2. So that's the three common pillars to all operations we're doing. The challenges are high, but we're progressing step by step in every one of them.
Yeah, and presumably there's a lot of interconnectivity between those three pillars. Where do you see some of the, out of those three pillars, where do you see some of the biggest complexities and also the biggest opportunities?
Yeah. I think today in the network as such, we are lacking ability to perform with the Toyota production systems in mind. With so many cars to transform and deliver, we can bring methods and efficiency in the activities. In digitalizations, we are progressing step by step. The ability actually to get a good signal from the market to our partners down to production planning and logistics is probably the biggest challenge. So today we don't necessarily have these ones, and this is one of the big challenges, which is both an external topic but also very much an internal topic. On the green future, with those two notions of green technology on one side and then daily efficiency, it's a different challenge. On the green technologies, there's a big question about the investments. How many millions for how many CO2 saved? On the efficiency, I think it's back to the basics of our core jobs. How do we avoid transporting empties? How do we avoid multiples, unnecessary moves? And those things that sometimes we lose sight of, while actually this is probably more rewarding in terms of CO2 merit than some of the new technology investments.
Yeah, well, some fascinating points there, and I think understanding how your partners can play a role in helping you realize this ambition, fulfill this vision of yours. How fundamental are your partners, and what role do they play in helping you realize this?
Yeah. So obviously they are very important, and for those three pillars of the network, digitalization, and green future, they rely on two legs for us. One, our people, and second, the partnerships with our logistic partners. Last year I was quite critical in that type of conferencing. Are we really partners? And what is the level of maturity of our relationship? I think it's progressing, but we need that very much. And for us, the notion of partnerships is based on the three simple notions, but complex to do. Bad news first. How do we share the bad news and talk about it together? Second, mutual trust. How do we get over the troubles together, fixing the commercials, the operations, and the activity together? And the third one is a long-term vision. Are we really sitting together? Are we really making use of what we know as a car maker in terms of forecast and so on, what the LP knows about the technology coming and so on, and are we putting that on the table to look not only next year, but 2025, 2030, 2035. So I think this is the where we need to get some more improvements to get more of the relationship, because the partnership is still, to me, not at the level it should be.
A lot about the need for flexibility both at the conference but in our wider conversations. OEMs requiring greater flexibility across production, across their supply chains. So how as Toyota are you balancing that need for greater flexibility whilst also empowering your suppliers, your providers to be competitive, to be efficient?
It might surprise you, Richard. I don't think we're after flexibility. If flexibility means last minute change, shifting from one model, shift to another one, I think actually that's not what we're after. The other way around. What we would like to get better at is stronger planning, stronger forecasting. We as a car maker ought to get a stronger understanding of what is the market signals, sales pace and so on. How do we translate that early enough for our logistic partners to get ready and prepared so we are efficient? I think the flexibility is part of the requirement, but truly, I think as a team, between the logistic partners and ourselves, we to the opposite on stability and early findings of trends and movement. So we're not after partners that can overnight shift from one place to another. We know it's inefficient. What we're after is how can we give longer horizons, better forecasting, and how do our partners use this to prepare themselves, invest in their means, invest in their people, and be every day on our mottos, which is on time, in time, every time. So that's, I think, where we are expecting one another.
It makes perfect sense in moving from that survival to high performance, as you were talking about. Perhaps just a final question. We've already heard so much across the event, and there's still more to come. But what are some of the key takeaways and insights that you've picked up so far, and what will you be taking back to your teams from the event?
I think it's a reoccurring topic, but what I hear from my competitors, from the LPs and so on, is that those transformations about the physical networks, the digitalization, the sustainability, the green future, cannot be done in isolations. None of the car makers can do it on its own. None of the logistic partners can do it without the understanding of the car makers' trend. So I think it's really about this partnership that I was mentioning about, where I don't think we are at the level that we should be, and our customers are expecting. We have to perform better, but we have to perform as a team and as real partnership. So it's easy to say, very difficult to do with this notion of bad news first, mutual trust and long-term visions. I think this is the way forward. That's my takeaway again this year. How do we get there? So step by step, getting
perfect.
there. Yeah,
perfect. Well, thank you so much, JC.
Thank you, Richard.
Some great insights. Great to have you back. And that's all from us for now.